Now, Queen Elizabeth, I predicted her death 2 years before. I've written a book about it. I called that she would die in 2022, right before the World Cup,
Why?
and she did. Just the numbers that I had behind it, that she was going to go at age 96. Like England hosted the European Championships in 1996, and there was a whole load of other numbers where I was thinking it was going to be in 2022. The 20 plus 22 is 42, and when Prince Philip died, I was thinking, I told people that Prince Philip and Elizabeth would die in a really short period of time, right before the World Cup, which I said will likely be the last ever World Cup, because it was the 22nd edition, and the Book of Revelation has 22 chapters, and football's 11 versus 11, which is 22. I know we're told there's going to be a World Cup next year, and it's going to be the first time that 3 nations have hosted it, the USA, Canada, and Mexico. If we get to that, great. If we do, the digital ID will be in. You will not be getting a ticket without a digital ID, in my opinion. But there's a chance that we might not even see it. But anyway, with Queen Elizabeth, she died 911 days after COVID was declared a pandemic on 3/11. So she died September the 8th, 2022, and COVID was declared a pandemic 3/11/2020. You should see it's 911 days. Now, Corona translates to crown. And Queen Elizabeth's crown has now gone to King Charles. And remember, King Charles was the Prince of Wales. Wales's flag is a red dragon, which you see is Satan in Revelation. And going back to the scriptures, if you can bring up Revelation 9:11, the way you brought up Revelation 21, you'll see Abaddon, you'll see the king. Obviously now Charles is the king of England.
Revelation 9:11 says, they had as king over them the angel of the abyss, whose name is in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek is Apollyon, that is destroyer.
Yep. So Abaddon sounds like Abaddon, like in connection with Donald Trump. I've looked into a lot. I predicted his presidency like 4 years ago, that he'd be the 47th. I can give you a few numbers behind it, but going back to the 9/11, it mentions the king, and it also says in the Greek tongue. And King Charles' father, Phillip, he was born in Greece. And if you think about with coronavirus, you know, there was different, what do they call them? Variations of it.
Yeah, strains.
You had Alpha, Delta, Omicron.
Yes.
Which are all Greek letters of the alphabet.
Yeah.
And remember, Tom Hanks was the first celebrity to test positive for COVID, and then he moved to Greece. And then he moved to Greece. And then you also had Olivia Newton-John die, who starred in the movie Grease. And it's funny how you had Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta, and John of Patmos wrote the Book of Revelation. So they both have John in the name, the stars from the movie Grease. Yeah, so I find that interesting with the variations of COVID. And then it might not show you because it used to have the video and they removed it. But Prince Philip said that when he dies, he wants to come back as a deadly virus.
Really?
On my life. And he was born in Greece. So since fact checkers became a thing, a lot of information got taken off the internet. But I watched the video of him saying it, and it's gone. It's completely gone.
Yes,
So,
Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, was born in Greece.
Yeah. And he has German lineage. He's got Danish royalty within him as well. And he married Elizabeth. Elizabeth was the name of John the Baptist's mother, which I find interesting.
He said he wants to become a virus after
He said he wants to come back as a deadly virus.
Yes, in 1988 interview with the Deutsche Press Agentur, Prince Philip reportedly joked that if he were reincarnated, he would like to return as a deadly virus to help address
overpopulation. Yeah, he pushed the depopulation agenda. This is legit.
The remark has been widely cited, often in discussions about environmentalism and population control, though his spokesperson later framed it as a tongue-in-cheek comment.
But that's what they always say. Do you know what I mean?
Overpopulation, 1988.
Yep. And look at the world now. We have, 8 billion people? So they believe they're doing like the work of God by cleaning up the planet. So we're made out of
What
cloud,
kind of
aren't
God?
we? Well, they worship all sorts of different types of gods. I don't think they all actively worship Satan, like necessarily aware of it. But there's Greek gods, Roman gods. There's Baal. You know,
Egyptian God.
yeah. There's Egyptians god and goddesses. A lot of them will worship this divine femininity,
Mm-hmm.
the divine feminine energy. So yeah, there's different Moloch.
Mm-hmm.
So they're worshiping different gods, but ultimately, I believe we know there's one true God. So I believe all these other gods are from Satan. So they're giving their energy and worship to these false gods.
Let's stick to the royal family. So
Yeah,
the world, especially Europe and especially United Kingdom, is obsessed with the royal family.
obsessed.
Obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
So to the American fellas that are watching and listening to this right now, can you explain the obsession and how big it is? For instance, there was Harry and Meghan's wedding 2018?
Yeah, it's pretty
Something.
recent. Yeah.
So the whole UK shut down because of the wedding of two people.
Yeah.
So American mind cannot comprehend
Same
this.
with William and Kate. Same.
Yeah.
Diana. and Charles.
Why? It's just a family.
I think there's got to
They
be
achieved nothing. They did nothing. They just inherited this from their grandfather, right?
Yeah, ultimately they don't bring a lot to the table. They live off the taxpayers' money. They live in a palace. They've got castles. Elizabeth died in Balmoral Castle in Scotland. So there's got to be some sort of witchcraft, some sort of spell. The one thing that they have benefited England with is tourism. Legit, it helps financially with tourism, but that's about it. The Queen would give a little speech. Do you know what I mean? On Christmas Day, she'd give a little speech. King Charles right now is completely glorifying Islam, which is beyond me. But I expected it with the world that we're living in. I had a feeling it was going to do that. But this British royal family, it's just some sort of this tradition, this like proud to be Brits. But if you notice now, people are not proud to say they're from England, and they don't want anything to do with the royal family anymore.
Of
So
course,
there's
because they're
been a
not
shift.
elected.
Like since the Queen died and Philip died, and now we have Charles. There's been a real shift where people are in the UK, from my experience, calling out this royal family. Like they live in a palace. All right, do you know what I mean? Yet they'll talk like they want to help the UK. They could help them with all the money that they've got, and then they get to travel around the world. Do you know what I mean? All around the world, just to wave at people, but all their flights are getting paid for. Their 5-star resorts and all of that.
Photo op.